Imagine you're walking down a busy street when you see someone struggling to carry a heavy load. You pause, thinking, if I were in their position, I'd want someone to help me. So you step forward and offer assistance. It seems like the right thing to do, the kind of kindness that makes the world a better place. This idea is at the heart of the Golden Rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's simple, powerful, and deeply ingrained in cultures and religions across the world. From Confucius to Jesus, from Buddhism to Islam, this rule has been a guiding principle for ethical living. But here's the question. Is it always the best approach? What if the way you want to be treated isn't how someone else wants to be treated? What if kindness, when given the wrong way, isn't kindness at all? Can this rule, so universal and well-intended, sometimes miss the mark? In this video, we're going to explore the strengths and limitations of the Golden Rule, uncover its deep historical roots, and ask whether there's an even better way to navigate human relationships. Because sometimes treating others the way they want to be treated might be the key to true understanding. Let's dive in. The Golden Rule isn't just a modern ethical guideline. It's been a core principle across civilizations for thousands of years. Despite cultural and religious differences, societies around the world have embraced some version of this simple idea. Treat others as you wish to be treated. Confucianism, China, 500 BCE. Confucius taught, do not impose on others what you do not wish for yourself. This idea, known as reciprocity, was central to Confucian ethics and social harmony. Christianity, in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This teaching became one of the most widely recognized expressions of the Golden Rule. Buddhism. The Buddha emphasized non-harm and compassion. Treat not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. Islam. The Prophet Muhammad stated, none of you truly believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. Hinduism. Ancient Hindu texts echo a similar message. This is the sum of duty. Do not do to others what would cause pain if done to you. Ancient Greece and Rome. Philosophers like Socrates and the Stoics promoted ethical reciprocity, seeing it as essential for a just society. Why has this principle endured for so long? Because at its core, it encourages empathy, fairness, and mutual respect, qualities that help societies function peacefully. By considering how we would like to be treated, we naturally promote kindness and cooperation. But does this rule always work in practice? And is it enough to guide all moral decisions? That's where things get interesting. The Golden Rule has endured for thousands of years because it provides a simple yet powerful moral framework. When applied thoughtfully, it can transform relationships, communities, and even entire societies. Let's explore why this rule has been so effective. 1. It encourages empathy. One of the greatest strengths of the Golden Rule is its ability to cultivate empathy. By imagining ourselves in someone else's position, we naturally develop a deeper understanding of their feelings and needs. For example, if you've ever been treated unfairly, you know how painful it feels. The Golden Rule reminds us to extend the same fairness to others that we desire for ourselves. This shift in perspective can foster kindness in both personal and societal interactions. 2. It creates mutual respect. Societies thrive when people treat each other with dignity and fairness. The Golden Rule promotes an environment where trust can grow, reducing conflicts and encouraging cooperation. Consider the workplace. If an employer treats their employees with respect, paying fair wages, offering support, and valuing their contributions, it creates a culture where employees are more likely to be productive and loyal. The same principle applies to friendships, families, and even global relations. 3. It's a simple moral compass. Unlike complex ethical theories, the Golden Rule is easy to understand and apply. It doesn't require deep philosophical reasoning, just a basic reflection. Would I want to be treated this way? For example, if you're about to criticize someone harshly, the Golden Rule prompts you to pause and ask, would I appreciate being spoken to like this? This moment of reflection can lead to more thoughtful and considered actions. 4. It promotes universal values. The Golden Rule transcends cultures, religions, and personal beliefs. It aligns with fundamental human values like kindness, honesty, and fairness, making a guiding principle that people from all walks of life can agree upon. But while the Golden Rule is powerful, does it always work in practice? What happens when people have different needs and desires? This is where its limitations start to appear. While the Golden Rule is a powerful moral principle, it isn't flawless. Life is complex, and treating others as you want to be treated may not always lead to the best outcome. Let's explore some of its limitations. 1. People have different needs and preferences. One of the biggest flaws in the Golden Rule is the assumption that what you want is also what others want. For example, imagine you value direct and honest feedback. If you were making a mistake, you want someone to tell you bluntly so you could fix it. But what if the person you're speaking to prefers a more gentle and encouraging approach? If you treat them as you want to be treated, you might end up being too harsh without realizing it. This is where the Golden Rule falls short. It focuses on your own perspective rather than considering individual differences. 2. Cultural differences matter. Not all cultures interpret kindness and respect in the same way. A gesture that is polite in one culture might be offensive in another. For example, in some countries, maintaining eye contact shows confidence and sincerity, while in others, it can be seen as aggressive or disrespectful. If you treat everyone according to your cultural norms, you might unintentionally offend them, even if your intentions are good. The Golden Rule assumes a universal standard of behavior, but in reality, what is respectful or kind varies across cultures and personal experiences. 3. The Platinum Rule, a better alternative? To address this issue, some suggest an alternative to the Golden Rule. The Platinum Rule: treat others the way they want to be treated. This subtle shift makes a huge difference. Instead of assuming your preferences apply to everyone, the Platinum Rule encourages you to understand what they value. For example, a good leader doesn't manage every employee the same way. They adapt based on individual personalities and needs. A friend doesn't comfort everyone the same way. They listen and respond accordingly. By practicing awareness and flexibility, the Platinum Rule can help us build stronger, more meaningful relationships. 4. The risk of imposing your values on others. Sometimes, the Golden Rule can lead people to impose their own values onto others. For instance, if you love surprises and grand gestures, you might think throwing a surprise party for your introverted friend is a great idea. But if they dislike being the center of attention, this might actually make them uncomfortable. The Golden Rule assumes that your way of treating others is always the best way. But sometimes, true kindness requires understanding and adapting to what they truly need. The Golden Rule has shaped ethical thinking for millennia. But as we've seen, it's not always perfect. So, how do we apply it wisely? In the next section, we'll explore when the Golden Rule works well, and when it's better to take a different approach. While the Golden Rule has its limitations, it remains a powerful guide for ethical behavior. The key is knowing when to apply it and when to consider a more nuanced approach. When the Golden Rule works well, there are many situations where treating others the way you'd like to be treated leads to positive outcomes. Basic acts of kindness, helping someone in need, showing gratitude, or offering a warm smile are universally appreciated. Honesty and integrity. If you value honesty, treating others truthfully encourages trust and respect. Fairness and justice. If you want to be treated with fairness, whether in friendships, workplaces, or society, extending that fairness to others creates a more just world. Avoiding harm. If you wouldn't want to be insulted, cheated, or mistreated, it makes sense not to do those things to others. In these everyday interactions, the Golden Rule fosters mutual respect, making life better for everyone. When the Golden Rule might not be enough. However, there are times when the Golden Rule falls short or even backfires. Different personal preferences. If you love receiving advice when you're struggling, you might instinctively offer advice to a friend in distress. But what if they just want someone to listen rather than solve their problem? Cultural and social differences. In professional settings, different cultures have different ways of communicating. Assuming that your approach is universally correct can lead to misunderstandings. Conflict resolution. If someone lashes out in anger, you might assume responding with anger is what they deserve. But in some cases, responding with patience and understanding, rather than mirroring behavior, can de-escalate conflicts. Parenting and leadership. A parent or leader might assume that because they learn best under strict discipline, their children or employees will thrive under the same conditions. But different people respond to different approaches, and flexibility is key. The golden rule is a great starting point. But to truly build meaningful relationships, understanding others' unique needs is just as important as understanding our own. So, how can we make ethical decisions that truly benefit others? The key is balancing the golden rule with deep empathy and awareness. Start with the golden rule. It provides a strong foundation of kindness and fairness. Apply the platinum rule when needed. Consider how the other person wants to be treated, rather than assuming they share your preferences. Listen and observe. Pay attention to how people react and adjust your approach accordingly. Ask questions. If unsure, simply ask, "How can I support you?" This small effort can make a big difference. By combining the wisdom of the golden rule with the insight of the platinum rule, we can navigate human relationships with greater understanding and care. So, does it make sense to treat others the way you want to be treated? Yes, but thoughtfully. The golden rule has stood the test of time because it encourages kindness, fairness, and respect. However, its true power comes when we apply it with awareness of others' needs, not just our own. Next time you interact with someone, ask yourself, am I treating them how I want to be treated, or how they need to be treated? Because true wisdom lies not just in kindness, but in knowing the best way to give it. What do you think? Have you ever experienced a situation where the golden rule worked, or where it failed? Let us know in the comments. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. And if you want to explore more deep ideas like this, check out our other videos on ethics and philosophy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay thoughtful.